caused by faulty electrical wiring. Happened yesterday in Mazbeth. Nearly 150 firefighters responding to that fire after the flames trapped the family inside the home. 7 people in all suffered some minor injuries, including a firefighter who fell into the basement when the first floor just collapsed. The Red Cross says it's helping 25 people in the aftermath, many of them children who no longer have a home. Jury selection starting today for former Honduran President Juan Orlando Hernandez in his drug trafficking and weapons trial in Manhattan federal court. Federal prosecutors say that for years Hernandez received millions of dollars from cartels, this in exchange for allowing hundreds of thousands of kilos of cocaine destined for the U.S. to pass through his country. Protesters gathered outside court today calling for justice for the drug trafficking victims. He was extradited to the U.S. back in 2022. He has denied, by the way, any wrongdoing.
A jury in Lower Manhattan resumed deliberations in the lawsuit against the National Rifle Association brought by New York State Attorney General Letitia James. Executives, including former CEO Wayne LaPierre, are accused of spending millions of dollars of the nonprofit group's money on lavish perks for themselves, like private flights and vacations. In closing arguments, an attorney for LaPierre dismissed the case as a political witch hunt, and the NRA's lawyer said the group couldn't be held accountable for LaPierre's actions. While a decision in the NRA case rests in the hands of a jury, Attorney General Letitia James now considering her next move after Donald Trump's fraud penalty. Late this afternoon, the AG told ABC News that she will seize the former president's assets if he is unable to find the cash to cover the $355 million fine for fraud. ABC's Aaron Katersky sat down with the Attorney General. He joins us now live in Lower Manhattan with more on that conversation. Aaron.
Sandra, Attorney General James has been living with this case since September of 2022 when she first filed her lawsuit against Donald Trump. She endured multiple attempts to delay it or dismiss it, and 4 days after the judge issued a decision, she said she is confident it will hold up on appeal. The big question, of course, can Trump pay $355 million plus interest? The Attorney General told us that wasn't for her to say, but she said she would do everything in her power to hold him accountable, including, if necessary, trying to seize his assets.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court, and we will ask the judge to seize his assets. And so at the end of the day, how he pays for the judgment is really not my business. At the end of the day, he is responsible and liable for $363 million plus $100 million in interest.
Right out the window of the Attorney General's office is 40 Wall Street. That's the building that Letitia James looks at every day. It was the subject of an overvaluation on the part of the Trump organization, and she says that would be the one that she goes to first to try to seize if, in fact, Trump somehow is unable to come up with the money another way. But he owes $90,000 a day in interest the longer this goes on, so it's going to add up very, very quickly. The Trump organization, Trump himself, his sons are expected to appeal in short order to try and stop that interest clock. But the Attorney General is confident that her judgment will hold up and that she ultimately will prove victorious over the former president. Sandra, Bill?
Okay. Wow, that is just amazing. Aaron, thank you very much for that. We have learned tonight that a celebration of life service will be held next month to honor the late, great actor and civil rights activist Harry Belafonte. It's going to take place at Riverside Church, that's in Morningside Heights, on March 1st, which would have been Belafonte's 97th birthday. The service will include speeches and musical performances and videos from close family and friends. Belafonte, born in Harlem, became the first black man to win an Emmy Award. He died last April of congestive heart failure, and the world misses him terribly, but so grateful that he lived among us.
Still to come here on Eyewitness News at 5, why city officials suddenly shut down a popular music venue in Brooklyn right in the middle of a band's set.
Plus, the massive renovation project at the Port Authority bus terminal. We'll tell you what riders have to say about the $10 billion plan to remodel the aging transit hub.
And in AccuWeather, coast is clear in the east. We're watching that big storm out west. So a piece of it starts to come eastward. We'll see a couple of clouds over the next couple of days, but I think our first showers are later Thursday and Thursday night. And then it's all about Friday, which should be rather breezy and rainy through much of the day. Radar could look like that. More on that in your 7-day AccuWeather forecast. A cold weekend that follows. It's just ahead in weather on Eyewitness News at 5.
Life can be risky. Switching to Optimum isn't. Our 60-day money-back guarantee means you can switch to Optimum Fiber Internet.